guys, welcome back to SHG Online. Today, Dean and myself are taking you through a beginner's edition of training flexibility, where we'll be going through some basic stretching principles.
We thought we would get a stretching video out to you guys early on because your flexibility is one of the quickest things you lose when you're not training. Also, again, super easy for you guys to work on from home, and we'll explain in this video how you can do that safely. So for some people, stretching can be a little bit boring, but there's plenty of reasons why we train flexibility at Gymnastics.
Putting a focus on regular flexibility training will be beneficial in increasing your range of motion, and you'll find that some skills will become easier when you're not limited by a restricted range of motion. For example, having enough shoulder flexion when you're doing your handstands, or the ability to split for your cartwheels and your aerials.
Cool. Being more flexible will also reduce your chance of injury because your muscles and tendons are more compliant, and it's a larger, safe working range of motion is also going to help you as well. Stretching before training can also be a good time to get yourself in the right mindset for training, and also a good opportunity to rehearse basic movement patterns that you're going to use later on in that session.
We've now got some tips so that you can make the most out of your stretching sessions.
So before you do any stretching, you want to make sure that you are warmed up. This will not only reduce your chance of getting injured, but getting blood to your muscles will actually allow you to stretch a little bit further, in the same way that an elastic band is actually stretchier and less likely to snap when it's pulled.
Of course, we want to avoid any overstretching or avoid any chance of injury. What you want to do instead is really feel the stretch and go to a point of discomfort, but not pain.
For a really good stretch, you should be aiming to hold for 30 seconds or longer. The reason for that is when you first start stretching, you have an involuntary stretch reflex that causes your muscles to contract, thinking that they're protecting the joint. After you do hold this position for a little while, you then adapt to this new position and you're able to relax and stretch a little bit further.
And another useful tip to help you relax into your stretching is by taking long, deep breaths so that you can ease further into the stretch as you exhale. Like mindfulness, it will get easier with practice. We'll now roll through some clips that will show you the different types of stretching that are relevant for a beginner. Static stretching involves holding a stationary stretch and allows for greater control when finding maximum range of motion in a position. This is the type of stretch you should be aiming to hold for 30 seconds or more.
Dynamic stretching involves controlled movement through a stretch. It is not necessarily good for increasing your range of motion, but is good at getting blood flow to your muscles and preparing your body for more forceful movement. Also, it is particularly helpful in gymnastics for reinforcing movement patterns. So there are other types of stretching in gymnastics, but they're a bit more aggressive. So we'll save these to discuss in our advanced stretching tutorial. So we're now going to go through some beginner stretches in gymnastics and show you guys how to correctly perform these when you're doing them at home.
Now is a good time to pause the video and do a quick warm-up. This could be some skipping or jogging on the spot. We'll take you through some build-ups for the middle splits, front splits, and the bridge. And after demonstrating each stretch, we recommend you pausing the video so that you can have a go yourself.
So for the first load of stretches, guys, we're going to do some build-ups for middle splits. Next, going to show you, we're going to do dynamic side lunges. So for these ones, there's a few different variations you can do, but to build up for your middle splits, you want to try push your hip down and away from your straight leg so you can feel a stretch for your inner thigh. So when you are doing your splits later, both of your inner thighs are what you're going to be stretching. So the next stretch we're going to do is a froggy position on the floor. So Beck, if you could lie down, belly down. And the most important thing for this one, guys, is that your feet are close together and that there's a straight line between your knees, including your hips, okay? The next progression from this is to have one leg out straight, so it's like a half split. So Beck, you should face the camera for this one. Good, one leg out straight. So you'll feel a more aggressive stretch on the leg that's out straight. Same deal, you want to make sure your hips and your feet and your knees are all in one straight line. And make sure you're trying both sides for this one. So switching sides. So we're now going to do our full middle splits position, so both legs are out straight. If you feel like you can't comfortably support yourself in a position that's good for you, what you can do is you can grab an elevated surface like a stair, or you can stack a load of books. So your hands are going to be on the elevated surface, so you can support yourself to however far you need when you're holding your split.
Okay, so we're going to go through some front split build-ups now. The first exercise is a lunge stretch. Yep, so like that, Dean, very good. What we're stretching here is our quadriceps and our hip flexor muscles. So what you want to think about is tucking your pelvis underneath you and then pushing your hips forward while keeping your chest up like so. This is going to be a static stretch, so make sure you hold that for aim to hold it for at least 30 seconds and make sure you do both legs. After you've done that, we're going to go into a hamstring stretch, so just bringing our bum back. Yep, like that. Your front leg is nice and straight, keeping your hips square, so facing the front. And then for this one, what you want to think about is sticking your pelvis out. So you're tucking your pelvis out like that and then leaning forwards over that front leg. Also, if you want more of a bigger stretch, then you're going to try and flex that all the way through the back. Very good. Same thing with this one, you're going to do it on both sides. After you've done those, we're going to go into a split build up. So what you can do is grab a stack of books on each side or whatever level you require to help you get into your splits. So Dean, if you can get you into splits as far as you can. Very good. So hips are square again, facing the front. You want your back knee to be tucked under the floor and your front leg to be turned out as such. The reason why we did the lunge and the hamstring stretch was because the lunge is for the back, stretching the back leg, and then the hamstring for that front leg. Once again, practice on both sides and focus on your breathing for this one is really important. Moving on to bridge build-ups, the first thing we're going to do is warming up our wrists. So we're going to start with a dynamic wrist rolling like this or as such. The next thing I want you to do is we're going to go into angry cat. We're going to do a wrist extension exercise. So make sure your hands are facing back, and then you're just going to sit back into your heels, trying to keep the palm of your hands on the floor, and you'll feel that stretch in front of your forearms. Very good. Next thing we're going to do is a shoulder flexion that you require for your bridge. What you need is something sturdy that's about barely on chest height. Hands going to go on the box, or for you it might be a table or a bench. Just like that. You're going to have soft knees if you find that it's too much of a stretch of your hamstrings. And what you want to think about is really driving your shoulders down to the ground. We're trying to get that thoracic extension as well. And for your bridge specifically, we want to be looking towards our hands, but if you find that's too uncomfortable, you can start with your head dropped. If you find that you don't have anything like that height that's sturdy, you can always go something lower and you can go onto your knees. So we're going to assume the same position, stretching exactly the same muscles as so. And then if you don't have anything like that, we're going to go even further down. We call this one the lazy cat stretch. So yep, you're going to stick your bottom out like that. So you're going to try and get your armpits to the ground. Head can be dropped, or it can also be looking up towards your hands. Cool. The next thing we're going to do for a bridge build up is a seal progression, where we're going to be focusing on stretching our back. We'll get Dean starting on his belly. The first progression is on your elbows, really trying to open up your chest. Once you've got that, you're going to go onto your hands, pushing yourself up, making sure that you keep your hips on the ground. And then the next step after that is trying to look as far back as you can, as such, and that is our seal.
Last progression for a bridge, guys, is we're going to do an assisted bridge over something like a chair. If you do have a yoga ball, you can use that as well. Just be careful because that's an unstable surface. If you don't have a cushion on your chair, you can add a pillow or something soft to lie on. So for this one, lying from side to side over the chair, looking back, try to let gravity pull your shoulders or open up your torso. For this one, you can have your legs and your arms apart just so you feel a little bit more stable. But when we are practicing bridge later, the end goal is that your feet are together. For this one, you can also move a little bit forwards or backwards on the chair to shift the focus between stretching your back or your shoulders a little bit more. And if you can and are confident, you can start to try to support yourself off of whatever you're lying on. Nice.
Hopefully you guys have a better understanding of how to stretch safely but effectively.
The best way for you guys to improve is just by doing a little bit often. If you find that you don't have the time to fit in a full stretching program throughout your day, some great ways to incorporate a little bit of stretching is to just do some pike or starter positions while you're watching TV on Netflix.
Cool. So that concludes our video. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, please let us know. The best way to keep in contact with us is through our Facebook group. All you have to do is search SHG Adults Gymnastics and you can request to join there. So yeah.
Thanks guys.
Thanks. Keep fit.
Make friends. Have fun.